Right. I started recording there. Right, so what I'm doing is a presentation on how kayakers affect riverbanks. Can you all see the presentation, yeah?
Yep.
Right, deadly.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. So, the first thing I want to cover is the seal launch. A seal launch is a way kayakers use to enter the water. There are two main types of seal launches. There's the sliding seal launch and the falling seal launch. So this is the fallen seal launch. This is when you're over a vertical drop, so you're not actually sliding down something, it's just a straight drop. How to do it is you get to the edge, lean forward till your boat starts to tip over. Once it starts to fall, lean back so you don't go too far over and face plant. The places you can do this is mainly bridges and piers, and you can do it on some river banks where it's like a straight drop, or it's nearly over, like the top of the bank is nearly over. It's not the worst for the environment because you're not actually sliding down something, but like the edges of the riverbank can get destroyed if you're constantly doing the falling one because you're leaning over at that point. Then we have the sliding seal launch. This is the main one we're going to be talking about. This is when the drop isn't completely vertical. You get the boat to the edge of where it starts to lean, and then you lean forward and you just start sliding. You have to use edging in this one a lot more so you don't topple over and slide down on your face. This is most commonly done on riverbanks and it can cause a lot of damage over time. I have a little video here of the sliding seal launch, if you can see it. Let me see. Did that load for you? Can you see YouTube?
Yeah, we can see that.
Right, deadly. So here's the sliding seal launch. So you can see it actually slides down instead of just like dropping. And now we're going to talk about how to mitigate damage while doing our seal launches. So in a popular area, say like Sluice, I'm imagining you've all been to Sluice at one point or another. Picking where to seal launch is very important. If you're going to a place that's very popular, like Sluice, try to use the spot that everyone uses. So it's just one part of the bank is destroyed and it's not the whole bank. If there's a group, you take a few extra minutes to get in one by one to save the bank, because like if you don't save the banks, then you never know, we might lose access to Sluice because to let the banks regrow. So it's just better off, and it's only taking a few extra minutes, so there's no harm to it. This is the Tolka. This isn't really This isn't really kayak that often. As far as I know, record shows there's only been 5 people to kayak it in the last 20 years, and me and a few of the third years are those people. So this place isn't very popular, so you have to use different ways for the seal launch. If it's so what you want to do is you try pick a place that there's a bit of grass, because mud, you don't want to seal launch on mud because it's not the most resilient and it kind of just rips up and drags down with it. So pick a bit of grass where it's resilient, and if there's a group, you just want to spread out so like you will do less damage. Whereas if it's all going to one spot, you will look back and you can see how much damage is done. Whereas if you spread out, you won't see the damage too much. I think that's coming to the end. Yeah, so let's play a quick game of Kahoot just to see where you're all listening. Give me a second here. Where's Kahoot? One of these is cute. This one. Alright. Just all want to throw your pins in. Deadly. I'm gonna take a guess and say that's ain't it.
You all just use random letters for my name anyway, so I figured I wouldn't put them all in.
Deadly. You're closer to spelling your name than I ever get, so it's alright. Like,
Is it your brother Luke behind you?
no, so that's my housemate Dermot. He lives with me, and there's not much other places to go in the house, so I kind of
Hi,
just put him on the floor.
You should have to play as well then.
Do any of you have Kahoot? You can play?
No.
No. Okay. Sam is Sam in?
Yeah.
Deadly. Right.
Do you have the pin for it?
Yeah. Are you not high? I'd imagine you are high.
I what?
Oh, the pin is. It says on your screen. It says pin. It's 385 3445.
385 3405.
445. It's there on the screen too, Sam. Just at the top.
Okay, I'm in.
Right. Let's play. Okay. So. Deadly. Let's go. Oh, yes, ain't it?
I've been playing a lot of Kahoots over the last couple of weeks.
Kahoot is the way to go. It's the way forward. Deadly. Only 2 people got it wrong. Oh, ain't it still on top? You just can't let this happen. Like, don't let the lecturer win. I love the music. It's so vibey. Deadly. Oh, you're so close to overtaking it. This is an important one. Oh, 2 and 2. Fair. Whoever didn't say Kerrygold, you're just wrong. Just putting that out there. Deadly. So who said both are bad, but the slide one is a bit worse. For anyone for the person that said both. Oh, was
Sarah.
Anna, did you say both? Go on, Sarah. She's flying. I love the music.
I can't hear any music.
Oh, serious? That's so sad. It's like mad. Like, do you ever watch any like puzzle show and it's like do 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 do.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yes. That's that wasn't expected. These are all deadly. So that's the end of it. Let's see who won. Go on, ain't it? And Sarah wins.
That's Sarah.
Sarah,
Thank you.
you get 2 kayaks for winning. Okay, so let's go back to my presentation, Joe, just to finish off. So, next slide is questions. Has anyone got any questions about my presentation? About seal launches or anything?
Why is it so important to protect the banks?
Well, there's 2 points you can look at it. You can look at it from kayakers who don't care about banks, or you can look at it as an environmentalist. As an environmentalist, a lot of it's a part of our culture, so you want to keep the banks there because they're beautiful and pristine and they're nice to look at. And then there's animals and species and plants that use the banks. And then you can look at it from a kayaker standpoint, whereas if we keep destroying banks, there either 2 things are going to happen. They're going to stop us from using those banks for a couple of years, so we're going to lose access to give the banks time to regrow, which is happening in other places in the world, or they're going to put down wooden slabs for us to get in, which will mean that we're probably going to restrict access in other places, saying, oh, why don't you kayak here because you have the wooden slabs to get in. Any other questions? I'll take that as a no. So there's my reference list, just cause to show you might not. And then that's the end of the presentation. Let's go back to Teams.
Nice work, Luke.
Thank you. Why am I not back on Teams? Apparently I can't get back.
It's okay. We can see you.
Deadly.
What do you guys think? What did you think of the presentation? Do you think you would share that with Canoeing Ireland members?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
I like the videos you threw in.
Thanks. Thank you. That's me if you couldn't tell.
Luke, you know what? I thought it was brilliant. I would add one thing early on in the presentation. I would add a little bit about why the banks are important.
Yeah.
You know, so it would just be one slide where you talk about, for example, who lives in the banks, how the banks maintain the structure of the river, and what happens when banks become eroded to the river itself, which will actually impact kayakers. So if we damage the banks too much, it will change the way the river flows, and we may lose some of the nicer features. So just as one tiny improvement before sharing it with everybody, I would add in one slide explaining that.
Yeah, I'll do that 100%.
Anybody else have suggestions, comments? I really enjoyed it. I almost beat Sarah, so that was really